Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Look What Jess Found. Now, yesterday we did the part two the to the bills, and out of all the bills, out of whatever it was, $9,000 in currency and bills, I kept one. We only got 98.3 very cool bill. There was one bill that I've been keeping on the side here that I found the other day, and it was I found a star note the other day, starting off with two zeros. Doesn't have much value, but it's something I should have probably showed yesterday, and it was not in with the bills. It's just something I found, and this is Look What Jess Found. So on this channel, what I do is I penny roll hunt, and I spoke about this many times. But of course, there are people who are new to the channel and people who might forget. But the point of the channel is really to help people either if you know how to penny roll hunt and you know a lot about the lesser known penny varieties, then you can, then this is just something to watch for fun, and that would be great, right? Just for your hobby. Imagine that, just to do something for relaxation. How amazing is that? I've heard a bunch of people say that they watch my videos while they do their own penny roll hunting. They keep me going in the background. And our first penny is a copper penny. Now, look on the reverse how it goes into the rim. Yes, misaligned on the reverse. You can see it's too far north, and it even has a die clash, a light one. Interesting coin. For our first penny is a copper penny. I'm gonna get from behind, from the bottom. I see that on the nose. Too bad the coin's all stained up. Oh well. What is this? Okay, another. No, it's not copper. Go back to the front. So there is monetary value in pennies, right? In the hobby of pennies and coin and penny roll hunting. Look how it goes straight through. Oh wow! I wonder if that's a feeder finger. I don't think so. Even though you see 1, 2, 3. Same exact direction. Could be. Oh, and it's a copper too. So what do I mean by that? So well, first of all, right, we're in 2026. If you're watching this in the future, hello, future people. And that's copy number 2. And at minimum, oh, we got a shiny, 2016. With a die chip. That one's a little bigger. And it's in nice shape, so I'm going to put that to the side. Anyway, the cost of penny and penny errors have gone up. So, for example, that die chip is probably, in this condition, someone might pay $5 for this. Why? Because the 2016 hardly has any errors, right? The shield sense, very rare to find. And someone might pay, maybe it's $1, maybe it's $2, whatever the case may be. See, most of them don't have any die chips on the shield. So it's a hobby where, number one, you're not going to lose money, right? Obviously, you probably cannot get pennies anymore from the bank. And so already, if you're buying pennies online, you're probably paying somewhere in the neighborhood of 3x, right? They're $25 a box face value. That's copper penny number 3. And you're probably paying $75 or more. So already there the cost of pennies has went up 3x. They used to be about, I mean, people only made about $10 before plus shipping. So if the shipping was $10, they were selling for about $50 historically, right? And that was just to save you the trouble of going to the bank and getting them. So forever, they cost about minimum $40 to $50. But now they're minimum about 75. And I see a bunch of people, if you have nice pictures and you know how to do your listing, I see people with boxes selling for $150 all the time, right? Like they have a $150, no best offer, and they got 100 or 200 of them sold. 2003. It's shiny, but it's pretty scratched up. Yeah, I'm not going to hold on to this one. Yeah, it was a nice beat up, chewed up copper penny. I'll take it. So even a pen, so that's one way, right? So the boxes of pennies are worth $75 now. When they cost $75 to $150. So that's a huge increase. Copper has went up. I think the copper penny is now worth about 3.5 to 4 cents a piece. So even a coin like this is worth 4 cents. What does that mean? That means you could put 50 of these in a roll and you got $2. So I just said how the box of pennies from the bank wrapped pennies, sealed boxes of $25 in pennies are about 75 to $100 now. And if you got a box of all coppers, that's instantly, probably after shipping, is probably about 125, $130, maybe even $150. You know, because in copper alone, it has a value of $2 per roll. So you'll probably get 150 for them, no problem, for a box of them, I'm saying. So that's 7x. No, sorry, that's 6x. So the value of the coin, oh, this is a beauty. That's a nice one. Is this copper? This might be copper. It looks like copper. Wow. I knew it, man. Is that a what's that called? It almost looks like a proof. Because I know those 60 copper proofs, they're not like frosted or anything like that, you know? That might be a proof. That's a crazy penny. That's a $1. Let me tell you, this is a $1 penny right here. Okay. That's a $1. That's not even dirt. That's just something that could come off. That would probably come off with a little soap and water, I bet you. That's a $1 penny. So that's a great illustration of what I've been talking about. And that is the value that you find, right? So you're not going to become, I shouldn't say you're not going to become a millionaire penny roll hunting. Because let me tell you something. If you put enough focus, the only thing you're probably not going to become a millionaire from is working for somebody else. You know, unless you have a really high paying job, you know, high three figures, even if you're making 100,000 a year, right? 6-figure job, which for most people is pretty good money. After taxes and insurance is probably about 70, you know, something like that, 70,000 a year cash, I'm saying. Okay, well, that's a pretty big chunk, you know. Yeah, maybe you'll get 4 or 5 grand back. So if you want to call it 75, that's fine. And out of that, if you're making 100,000 and maybe your wife's making 100,000, you're probably living in what? Maybe a 3, 4, $500,000 house. Did you buy it cash? Probably not. You know what I mean? So what's your mortgage on a 300,000, $400,000, 2,000? I mean, with tax, insurance, and everything, 2, 3,000. Let's call it 3 grand on a 30, on a 2 grand on a 30. We'll call it 2,000 on a 30 year. Maybe you put down 20, 30%. All right. So you're paying half. You're paying 1,000 plus the utilities. So yeah, just to live with food, you got probably about in your car, $30,000, $40,000 a year. So what I say, 75. Let's call it 35,000 from that 75. So now you got 40 grand cash. If you buy nothing, right? We got the food, the mortgage, everything's taken care of. The health insurance, everything. You got 40,000. That means you don't buy nothing. You don't buy yourself that little baseball card you like, nothing. But you got Christmas, you got anniversaries. Now how easy it is to drop another 10 grand on discretionary junk, and that's without no vacations. You want to go on a $5,000 vacation? So let's take out 15 from that 40,000 cash that you had from that $100,000 job. Now you got $25,000. Okay, let's say you're able to save a quarter of your paycheck. That's huge, man. A quarter of your paycheck a year. All right, let's divide that by a million. $1 million divided by 25,000. It'll take you 40 friggin' years to be a millionaire cash rich, which probably in 40 years, $1 million will buy you like a Big Mac or something. Anyway, so yeah, and that's making good money, man. That's so crazy. So anyway, there's very few things that's going to make you a millionaire, okay? Except, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer. Even lawyers, some lawyers, when they first start, they're making 60, 70 grand. They're making BS money, This is a nice shiny Lincoln. This one I will save. So so pennies, I hate to say it though, but somebody who was collecting coins 20, 30 years ago, right? And maybe got really hardcore into coins. They were penny roll hunting as a kid. And 1992, we're looking for the close AM, no close AM. And, your silver dollars that you paid, first of all, they were like $10, what, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, they were $10. So they're $100 now. So very few so if you had 100, first of all, if you got somehow you got $100,000 worth of silver 20, 30 years ago, you're a millionaire today. You did better than the schlep who's gonna drop dead saving 25,000 a year. If you had $100,000 of silver 30 years ago, you're a millionaire today just from that silver investment. Forget about if you did gold was $350 in 2005, right? 20 years ago, gold has almost what 14, 15x. So if you had $100,000 in gold from 2025, that's like 100. That's might say 15x at what's 15 times 15x. Oh yeah, 15x. That's 1.5 million from $100,000 investment 20 years ago. So you might, so the guy who has to save 25,000 a year for $1 million, that's with zero investments. The person who made if they were able to make the $100,000 investment 20 years ago, they got 1.5 million in gold. And they also worked what did they do for the last 20 years? How about if they did other investments that they made $2, $3, $4, $5 million in? And my point is this, that this is such a great hobby, right? Penny roll hunting, because it's a nice introduction, right, to the world of investing. It's a great, great, great way to get familiar with things that are, and this penny that we found is such a great example. I'm not, again, I don't know if this is a proof or not. It looks a little bit like a proof. All right, let me get up on the screen what a 68 proof looks like. So maybe I'm probably wrong. But let me get it up on the screen. Let me go to eBay and find a graded right. Oh, and it's in Denver? I didn't even realize. All right. 1968 Denver proof penny. All right, let me see if we find one that's graded. There's not many. Here goes a PCGS. Did you mean that? Yeah, okay, so there's, okay, a proof red. Yeah, I think it's a proof. Oh, this is a good price. Oh, no, the proofs of the S's. Okay, so I'm wrong. Okay, all right, this is a Denver, right? So this is more like an uncirculated coin, like something out of a special mint. I wonder if they have special mint sets from 60. I think 68 might have a special mint set. Anyway, that's the way the proof looks. So you could, and it's San Francisco, right? So San Francisco. So it's not a proof. That is a beautiful coin. You can still get them for $20. That's unbelievable. Great at 68 red. You can get them for $20. This is also a red, right? This is a red. Let's see if they made special mint strikes. 1968. Oh, all I gotta do is go to my mint. The mint. I have the mint. Mintage figures. Let me go to 68 Denver. The 67. They have the special mint sets, and I know some of these 60s they made in the following year. Anyway, I do not see a special mint strike for 68. Here's 68, no special mint strike. The S is the lowest minted non. I made so many videos on this lowest minted non-proof memorial. People get tight with this because I guess it's a little confusing. But here you can see the mint set, special mint set is the 67 and 66, the special mint set. So it's just but it's a $1. It's a $1 penny, and I didn't even check for errors. Oh, it is an S. I'm an idiot. We did find the. Oh, snap. Oh, it is a proof. I'm going bananas. Look at this. Oh my God. So people must be watching this video and saying, what's wrong with this guy? Let me tell you something. That S. Man, we found the lowest minted non-proof Lincoln Memorial today. Can you believe that? 1968 S. 258 million. Lowest minted non-proof Lincoln Memorial coin ever. We found. I can't believe that. I can't believe we. So this is what I'm talking about, man. It is a proof. It is. Wow, man. Bam, 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 bam. So this is what I'm saying. That's from, and that's out of a bank wrap roll, man. Wow, that's crazy, man. So it's more than a $1 penny. That's a nice. Is this a that's a second shiny shield? Yeah, that's nice. So just to show you, so there's value, and look, even doing the video, looking at the coin multiple times, you saw how many times it took me to look at this, a nice chocolatey brown. Look at that 4. And the nine looks like it has extra thickness for sure. Let me look at this under a loop. We might find an error penny. Wow, that looks really good, man. I gotta tell you. Let me look at the other elements. Oh, wow. It could be what's that called? Mechanical doubling. But but that 4, like I said, has a nice line through it. Could be mechanical. The 4 has a nice line going through it. I think you can see it right there, like a separation line. And look at the top of the 9. That looks like extra thickness. And then some of the letters in the motto. Not the best condition. It's a brown, right? Not even a red brown. It's just a straight brown. We'll see. I'll put it to the side. So, penny roll hunting is one of the best introductions, besides the fact that it's kind of therapeutical in a sense, get your blood pressure down, It's that what's the word I'm looking for? That repetitive motion, doing something over and over and over and over again. It's kind of meditative. Maybe that's the word I'm thinking of. Meditative, methodical, meditative, soothing, repetitive. But for those of you who are interested in a hobby that could lead somewhere, this is definitely um, one of those hobbies that could lead somewhere, right? Numismatics, right? I forget. I didn't even get into the whole numismatics is like the science. Here goes a nice 82. It's like the science of coins, and so you got chemistry. Oh, we got a nice 1995. Let's see if we got a double die. I always check the 95s. Look at the nose. But you want to see it on either the date or the Liberty. So, and that's what I can say. And you can take your coins like that, and you can sell them. You can sell them online. You can save them. You can sell them. That's a nice 2000. Too bad it's not a wide AM. That's nice condition. You could categorize them like I do. Separate them by condition. That's copper penny number. If you want to count the 82, it's 8. One day I'm gonna sell my penny rolls. Oh, look at this. This looks like another nice copper. Oh wow. Too bad about the corrosion. If it didn't have that corrosion, this might have been a $10 or $20 penny. Let me tell you something. That is such a shame. That would have been an expensive penny if it wasn't corroded. So that's 10 copper pennies we found, because we found that other 82 and we just found another one. That's 10 copper pennies. So in the copper alone, we got 40 cents, right? I mean, so really, forget. I'm gonna go at the end of this video. I'm gonna tell you how much this 50. I paid 50 cents, right? This is a penny roll that I got from the bank for 50 cents. Yes, the ones I bought for $75, it means I paid $1.50 for each penny roll. So it is what it is. I did that for about. I bought about 20. I'm gonna say 20, 15 or 20 uh, boxes like that. Not even 20. I think I bought like 15. So I paid an extra $50 on 15 boxes. So that's a lot of money, man. $50 times 10 is 500. So $750 extra that I just burnt up. Not the end of the world. And it's 15 boxes, so whatever. But all the other ones I paid $25 for. And I remember, anyway, I'm not even going to get into it because I'm going to get depressed. And look at this, we even got a Canadian. What year is it? It's a 98. Oh, what's the last year Canadian? It's either 98 or 96. This looks like zinc, though, I got to be honest with you. I can't remember if I think it's 96. So this might be a zinc. We got a Canadian, too. Is that crazy? And we got what a tremendous penny roll hunt, man. And we got a 2017 P, which I put into their own tubes. And we got another copper penny, which makes 11. And I think there's one more, which will make it 12. Oh, 2012 Denver. Hardly ever see those. And here goes our last penny. I think it's is it? No, it's not copper. It's 89. That's the G you want to see on the 88. Kind of obvious. Looks a little thicker. All right. So what do we got? How much money do we got? So we got 12 copper pennies. We got our 50 cents back from the copper alone. So it's a free. So we got 50 cents in copper, right? Got a couple 82s. This one, I don't know if it's an error or not. We got that beautiful proof, which is, I don't know, might be about $5, man. We got some shinies, 2017 P. So let's say 15 of the pennies are worth $5. Then we have the rest of the pennies that are worth, 40 cents or whatever, 35 cents. So let's just call it a $5 penny roll. And that's if this is not, if that's not an error. If I can verify that this penny has that double die on it, if I get like or extra thickness, if I can verify that that's an extra thick, it's worth $5 too. So that would make it a $10 penny roll. And if this one here was not, if this did not have this, even with this corrosion, let me tell you something. This is such a beautiful 82. It's such a beautiful 82. I would not be surprised, especially if I can get some of that green off. You know what I mean? Like make it look not so corrody looking. It doesn't matter. It's ungradable at this point. So it doesn't matter. Fingers touching, cleaning with what it's already, it's not an error coin where you don't want to touch it, That's where I was looking at the O. But let's say you can make it look not so bad in that one little spot, these two little spots. It might be a $1 penny, I mean, it's absolutely stunning, man. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is what I do mostly on the channel. I do look at other stuff, right? I got a nice marble in the mail the other day. Check this one out. I got a nice marble the other day. This is one of the. This is probably one. These are called. It's called mica. I don't know how they made it, but you can see the ponto. All right, so just last, in case anybody out there is interested in marbles, I should probably do a little video on this. Right, the ponto is how you know it's handmade. Has it on both sides. I don't know if there might be pontos on some of the machine made. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's so that tells you it's a pretty old marble. Not necessarily. I mean, they are contemporary, but this one here, the mica with the ponto means it's like a German. This is like 140. This is like from the 1890s, 1880s. I'm wondering. I don't know if they know how. I don't think this is polished because because usually if they polish it, the top gets polished too, unless they did a very light polishing somehow. But I don't know. The tops look pretty. The pontos look pretty original. You know, maybe they are slightly polished. I don't know, but look how the condition of this is incredible. I like again. It might be polished. If it's not polished, oh, this is an expensive marble because of its condition, just like a coin. It's old. This would be like finding an 18 something in like an Indian head cent in MS condition. It's like $100 marble. I got to be honest with it in this condition. Look at those beautiful flecks inside of it. In this condition, if it is an 1880, 1890 German handmade, unpolished, right? It has to have all those things. Now you can get yourself a beautiful Indian head cent and find out later on that it was cleaned and polished. And it went from what you thought was going to be a $200 Indian head penny and it's worth 50 cents. It's worth nothing because it was polished and you got taken. And so again, if this is polished, which if they got me, then I didn't pay. I paid a few bucks for it. In auction, I got it for like $20. But his pictures were bad. I didn't know that the condition was this beautiful. His pictures were not very good, and I said, but he wrote mint condition. I was like, mint condition? It's 100. It's 120-year-old, 130-year-old marble. I said, okay, I'll take a chance. And I blind bid on it because like I said, his pictures look like I can't even do it. Can I do it? Can I put this out of focus? I don't know. I can't. They didn't even look this good. Maybe his pictures were totally out of focus. If they looked like this, it probably would have sold for $40, $50. Anyway, so on Look What Jess Found, I talk about things that I find that I got that I'm interested in, mostly hobby stuff, and I share it here on the channel. And a lot of these things are valuable, right? Pennies are valuable, right? This penny here is valuable. I didn't realize it was the S. It's in beautiful, beautiful, beautiful condition. This has got to be like an MS-64 or better. So, the 68s, you saw they in red condition, they're $20 graded. So I say that one's $5, $4 or $5. Anyway, don't forget Jesus loves you. God bless. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next one.